Greetings in the name of His Majesty Kadamawi Haile Selassie and Her Majesty Empress Menen. Greetings in the name of the Royal House of Haramanuba. Greetings in the name of Rastafari Polygamy. Today we're talking about polygamy versus twingamy. Polygamy is not twingamy. What is twingamy? Twin and gamy. Gamy is always marriage or relationship. Twin. Now, most people confuse polygamy for a twingamy. Like, if you have two women, it's like they have to dress up the same way, they have to have the same habits. Whenever you post one, you must post the other one. Like twin thing. They must like the same things. And we get a lot of those stupid questions, even on social media, where people will be either asking my empress, like in my case, two of my empresses, one doesn't do much of social media posting, or doesn't necessarily get to post even my pictures per se, and the other one love posting our pictures all the time. And then people will be asking, yeah, but why are you always posting him, you and him? No, we still have an individual relationship as individuals here, as individuals within the collective. So as individuals, we still have one-on-one relationship. Me and my first wife have our own relationship. Me and my second wife have our own relationships. So this relationship, they're not necessarily the same, and they don't have to be the same. We do different activities. We have different things that we like. We have to. That's a whole concept of polygamy. What is the point of having two identical twins as your empresses? Where is diversity? Where is actually the need to have someone different, someone within, when is the next person is just one and the same, with the first person is basically multiplication of the same thing. So now I feel like we need to clarify this, that the polygamy is not twingamy. Polygamy is women come from diverse background, diverse interest, diverse personality, and they are bringing in the whole thing into the family unit, and become a unity in diversity. And in that case, we acknowledge the diversity of the people involved in, although we emphasize the oneness, or the commonality, which is the common basic unit or family. Like in our case, is the Royal House of Haramanuba. It's a collective. It's a name that is covering the collective of the people involved in this particular royal house. So polygamy is not twingamy. People must stop confusing and expecting that the women must dress the same way, must talk the same way, must do the same thing, have same interest. If you see one of my empress posting a picture of me, you shouldn't be sitting there expecting to see the other one posting a picture of me. They are individuals. They are real people, real emotions involved, real interest, real affection, real things. So some might be out there and speaking to the world, engaging the world, and some might be reserved, like they have it that some people are extrovert and others are introvert. So yeah, so that is one point I really wanted to make. Unless if you have a question, my Royal Empress.
Actually, I do have a question. My question is, we hear a lot of people saying women should be taken care of in polygamy, or women are the most vulnerable people in polygamy, or the sensitivity is always on women. Are they taken care of? Are they even for this? Are they even, accepting each other and so forth? Are they happy and all of these things? So I was sitting and thinking, I'm like, but we shouldn't always focus on women. I've realized that men also in polygamy are going through a lot. For instance, you are a king and you are leading a polygamous life. You have two different queens who are from two different backgrounds. They have two different personalities. They are not the same people. They are not the same person. So you're dealing with a lot of issues that are going on when it comes to women, having difficulties of sisterhood and so forth, because they are, I mean, first of all, they are women. You know how women are. Second of all, they are not the same person. They are different personalities. So you have to deal with that sometimes on a daily basis. Can you explain to us how is it to be a man in polygamy, the challenges, and how is it affecting you? Since like all of us, we have a thing of like it's only affecting women, you know.
Well, we are living in a monogamous or pro-monogamous world or society that is pushing pro-monogamy narrative, that is always negative towards polygamy, and at most it is patriarchal, yet monogamy is quite patriarchal, yet it turn around and point patriarchy to polygamy. Like for instance, it is well known that every man who have a woman that they love, or a wife that he loves, that wife have a great influence on him. It is commonly said, oh, he doesn't want to do this because his wife doesn't want. I know a whole lot of men in a monogamous relationship who can just do anything without approval of their wife. Now, what more when you have two women who are influencing you? You're one man influenced by two women. So when you're one man, have four women, you have four women influencing you. There is no such thing as you dominating women. It's a setup of women abuse. It's actually a setup that is very woman sensitive. My life is centered around my empresses. I move between one to the next. There is nothing I do without considering them. My activities are centered around my empresses. When I wake up, I have to think of breakfast, everything. So you can say to a greater extent that polygamy is a man abuse, not woman abuse, because sometimes the other one tried to throw tantrums, you have to deal with those tantrums, and then the other one come up with their different drama, you have to deal with that drama because they know that you love them, and therefore they're playing with that love. They're taking advantage of that love, and then they're bending you to their different shapes. So there's a lot of narratives that are false narratives, and are narratives of monogamous society, are narratives of Western society, are narratives of Christian society, talking about, oh, this thing is abuse of women. There is no situation. Women are most powerful force. First of all, we need to stop dealing with this thing like as if women are children in marriage. They need to be taken care of. Women can take care of themselves. Most of the races who read the Bible, I was just checking another one on social media that they're quoting Isaiah 11 verse 11 about His Majesty, coronation and everything. But they just jumped to Isaiah 4 verse 1, But then they had Isaiah 4 verse 1, they're talking about in the last days 7 women, they shall take hold of one man. First of all, they approach that man, they take hold of him. Number 2, they come with their food and their clothes. Nobody is coming to be taken care of by anybody. They're coming to take care of themselves. They just want to be identified with this particular man. That's it. Now, it is never stated that then women, when they get into a marriage, they stop, they become disabled, they stop doing things for themselves, they must be taken care of, they become children, and then is a transactional relationship, is the fact that she's a woman, she's bringing her body into the system, in the whole situation, and in return she must get everything, even things that she can do better for herself. You are more likely, like in our case, you and Empress Didi went to school way further than me. I'm self-taught. I dropped out. I became a freedom fighter. I went on and everything I learned, I taught myself along the way. I collected books and so forth. But in the current system, you are more likely to be employed. If we were people who were looking for employment by Babylon, you are more likely to get better jobs and to get things that I expected of me to do for you. Get yourself most beautiful houses, most beautiful cars, you are more likely to get opportunities that in a lifetime I might not even get them myself. So why do you dwarf that situation? Why do you reduce that situation into a situation where this person, since she's your woman, so therefore she mustn't do anything for herself. And what is the price of that? No, because of basically I'm making babies for you, but no, we're making babies together. You know, I put seed, you fertilize it, and then the baby come, and we grow the baby together. So this transactional relationship that came up with Western society, that, you know what, I'm giving you my pussy, so therefore this must be the key that open all the door and make all demands, and you even begin to behave cripple, like things that you could easily do, you don't want to do because
you have a man.
You have a man, and I'm a woman, so because I'm a woman, you must just do everything for me. We are listening to women on social media, the 10-back Rastas, you know, those who have failed in the trot of Rastafari, who telling the world that they can't date Rastaman because Rastaman is broke. And you're thinking, who are you? Crying over another woman's son's money. Why can't you go and make your own? To the point that you're demonizing them, you're calling them losers purely because they can't do for you what you can't do for yourself. You know, what type of logic is that? Why is it that it look like you need to be rich to date a broke woman? Like, how does that work? You know? And what is she bringing on the table? Nothing. And whatever she's bringing on the table, she can remove it or give it to someone else anytime. So what is it? Why do we allow such logic? So that is why we must constantly clarify these things. We must talk about polygamy. We must talk about the differences. We must talk about the roots, royal and divine levity of Rastafari in the context of polygamy, and clarify a lot of misconception, even these things of the first wife must be the one who chooses all the women's. There's no such thing as a misinterpretation. You know, it might be exception in some situation, but it's not a norm of polygamy. It's not what characterizes polygamy. That you must be wealthy to prophetically and biblically. Women who get involved in polygamy are very so-called independent women who can organize their own food, their own shelter, their own clothes, their own cars, their own everything. The only thing they just need to be wives of these wonderful men.
Exactly, because also in monogamy relationships, women work hand in hand with their men. They build together. No one is expected to be a charity case and have everything done for them. They always work together, and that's why you would find sometimes when a woman is being approached with polygamy, she would refuse and say that I've worked hard, like with this man, like we started from the ground and then we build it together. Now this one wanna come when everything is just okay, and you know. So I feel like, why is it's true what you are saying, because in polygamy men are expected to provide everything for the women, and women, it's like they are crippled, they can't do anything for them. This man must be rich in order for him to qualify for polygamy, which is really a misconception, because polygamy is like any other relationship, is also like monogamy, but it's only there are more women in polygamy. So
and there's more women influence.
Exactly, which makes it even easy to build, you know, because there are more hands. It's not only four. So yeah, it's true what you are saying. These misunderstandings and misinterpretations of polygamy needs to be clarified.
Give thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing us that clarity. We give thanks and we appreciate it.
Blessed love.
Rastafari.
My Lord and Empress.
Blessed love.